What's up guys, my name is Your Heroes and welcome back to finally Call to Arms Panzer Elite. Yes, that's right, we are finally going to be doing some gameplay after a week of almost having no PC and breakdowns. I've finally solved the issue, or my computer company locals have managed to sort out the problem, and we are finally going to get some gameplay into the action. So if you guys would like to see more Call to Arms Panzer Elite news updates, gameplay, everything about this game, then make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and we're going to be doing today a review, or my overall review of this game. So if you guys, I know I am a wee bit late to the party, you've seen other content creators do this, but for me this is something absolutely special, and this is a game that I've been really looking forward to. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I would like to talk about is there is different game modes in this game. So since, you know, it's been in early access, they have kind of updated a few bugs here and there, but from what I can tell is that they have got a single player, sorry I should catch a fly there, that's going around my room for about 3 days now. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted. There is a campaign solo co-op, you've also got a skirmish multiplayer, and I believe that is the options you have. So when you go into the single player mission, you have so far 3 or 4 single player campaigns. If you get the deluxe edition, you get 4 kind of campaign missions you can do, and within these kind of campaigns there is 3. So 2 of them are kind of your single player kind of standard missions, and 1 of them is a conquest mission which you can also do. And with that, and as you can see that there is kind of within the bottom line here that there is kind of these yellow circles. They're definitely not circles, they're yellow squares, so it shows the difficulty level that these scenarios are. So with the first one, which is called the Battle of St. Lo, which gives you 3, I've already completed 2 of them, and I already tried the Conquest, which is a really hard, can I say. I will be doing a separate review on Conquest and how I think it'll be quite comparable to Gates of Hell, and I know Panzer Elite have announced that they're not directly comparing it to kind of like War Thunder or anything like this, but from my personal opinion, I'm going to be comparing the Conquest especially, to the Conquest in Gates of Hell. Even though they're completely kind of different in the way that the gameplay works, it still has very similarities that I think that still can relate to each other, which will be another video. But I've already completed 2 of them, and it also shows you how many within these battles. It shows you how many players can actually play these missions. So for the first one, the Panzer of St. Lo, which is called Panzer Elite, you can get 2 people to play it. With the other one, which is called La Caplarenie, it's French, I know, I don't know how to pronounce it, you can play up to 3 people, and with the Conquest you can play up to 5 people. And of course there's more missions coming on the way. You've got the second one scenario, which is called Operation Lutech. I know it German, but I just pronounce it the way Scottish way do, okay? So for that you have 1 mission, which I've already tried this mission, which is absolutely impossible, or I've tried to complete it, but with that, if you do complete it, you do get some nice rewards, such as 2 Stugs, one being the 1943 version and the 1944 version, and of course the mighty of them all, you get the Tiger tank. And with that you go on to the next one, which is a Conquest one as well. So it looks like within these 2 scenarios you get 2 Conquest missions, and looks like 3 missions. And of course the hardest scenario is called the Ardennes Offensive, which is locked, and the only way you're able to unlock that is through the previous mission by doing the Operation Lutech, which is called Mortain, which is this mission here. And of course if you do have the deluxe edition, which I am planning to buy, don't worry, but I just wanted to test out this game, and I also want to give my review on what I think you should buy first, because a lot of you have been coming to me to say, you know, should I invest in this game, should I buy it, and this is something I'm going to be doing in a separate video as well, so don't worry, stay tuned for that. But within the deluxe edition you actually get another additional 3 Conquest missions onto that, which looks absolutely fantastic, and I've seen some gameplay on it from other YouTubers as well, and with that it looks like you can get some nice rewards as well, hopefully, on that as well. But I do not have it, and I will be showing that maybe in a different video. Now, what is, with these missions, what is the kind of resources or kind of the money that you get in this game? So it's up that actually my face is covering it, and I will show you in a second. But when you go, you can also go to hangars, which shows you the tanks you can get. Now, I've already unlocked a few tanks. Now, you can, if you get the deluxe edition, you can unlock special versions of the tank. So you get the Panzer 4G kind of deluxe edition, you get also the Lux deluxe edition and the Tiger deluxe edition. So once you do unlock the Tiger, you will get the deluxe version of that, but you actually get so many different versions of tanks. Now, the way the kind of the MP works, this is what it's called MP, which stands for manpower. I don't know, that's what it's called Gatesville, and I'm presuming that's what it's called as well in this game. But as you know, for each mission actually has different types of power. So if I'll move my head, you can see in the top right here, you have manpower, and it shows you how many points you need for that specific mission. So let's say you want to do the first mission, which is called the Scenarios Battle of St. Lo, and you want to do the first one, which is called Panzer Elite. You actually get a bunch of rewards, well, which I've already completed, but you actually only get a total manpower of 350, and I am way over by 1,250. So what I need to do to reduce this amount, I actually just need to delete them, and by pressing the delete button. And as you can see now, I've actually reduced it to 450, but that's still not enough. So what it gives you an option of what you can choose. So the best one, in my personal opinion, for this first mission is picking your Panzer 4G, this one here. This only costs 350 manpower, and it's all you can afford with it. Or if you go, once you complete this mission and you have, let's say, more vehicles to unlock, then you can pick another vehicle if you want. But for my personal opinion, you want to go with the Panzer 4G, which is actually what we're doing in this type of gameplay just now. So that is the sort of manpower and how the system works for money wise in this game. Of course, for different missions, you can get more manpower. So for the second mission, you actually get an increased amount to 600 manpower. So it allows you to add another vehicle. So if you wanted to add like a Panzer II Lux, then you can add another then you can add 2 tanks. So that will be with you in the gameplay when you start it. So now that kind of I've explained kind of the different game modes in this game and the money system in this game, now let's actually go onto a mission and hopefully explain to you how this game works, and hopefully you guys will be able to understand it, and if not, then that's your loss. But anyway guys, so far this is absolutely looking amazing, and let's just get straight into the gameplay because I'm really excited. Something else I forgot to actually say before we do that is that you can actually check the specifications of all the vehicles. So you can see for this Panzer 4G, it tells you all the primary weapons, the type of ammo that it carries. So it carries heat, APCR, HE and APCBC. And I'll explain kind of the ammunitions in the game, as well as its reload time, its sight, you know how far it can see. It's got the secondary, so it tells you what type of secondary weapons it has. It has 3 MG34 guns, and it has a total ammunitions of these guns of 3,150. It tells you the armor, the hull and the turret armor, as well as the rotation speed of the turret, the elevation, you know how far the gun goes up, and the depression angles -10 degrees, which is actually quite good for a tank. -10 degrees means that you can actually really depress your tank over the hill. Its engine power being 357 at 2,600 RPM. I know what RPM, but I just can't remember. Its weight is 23,600 kilograms, which is quite a lot. It does only have 5 crew and has 3 repair kits, so remember that, and repair kits are very important in this game, and I'll tell you why. Without further ado guys, let's get into it. And by the way, there is a cutscene, so I will actually show you the cutscene, and hopefully you guys like it.
June 6th, 1944. The largest amphibious invasion in history is underway. Allied forces from the United States, Great Britain, Canada, and other nations have launched a daring assault on the beaches of Normandy. Over the following weeks, the Allies push inland, fighting through difficult terrain and facing stiff resistance from German forces. The US forces face a unique challenge as they move inland: the hedgerows. These dense rows of shrubs and trees, some as tall as 6 feet, crisscross the Normandy countryside, creating natural barriers that were difficult to breach. The Germans had also fortified many of the hedgerows with machine guns and artillery, making them even more dangerous. On July 11, 1944, the US forces were preparing for a major assault on the heavily fortified town of St. Lo. Despite the challenges posed by the hedgerows and German defenses, the US soldiers were ready for whatever lay ahead. The attack was launched on July 12th, with waves of Allied soldiers storming towards the town.
Alright guys, here we are. This is very exciting. I know it's been out for at least a week now in the early access, but for me to play this again, to actually show you on video, oh, it's exciting. And look at that, you can see the crew in it as well. Now, I have to say, I will be comparing this, and I know maybe a lot of people might get annoyed by this, but I'm probably going to compare this to like World of Tanks, and just in the sense of gameplay wise, just because I think it's better that way. Now, I have to say, the first things, hold on, it's really loud for me, so I'm just going to slightly turn it down for me because it is really, really loud. Right, so as you can see that I will be comparing it to probably World of Tanks, because this is a tank based game. So I know there is War Thunder, and War Thunder may be more relatable, but I'm not going to compare it to War Thunder, even though War Thunder is probably more compatible because it's not a hit point based system like World of Tanks is. But the reason I'm comparing it to World of Tanks is just because this does feel a wee bit arcadey and not so much realistic, although it is very realistic, but I think it's still got that arcadey sense to it like World of Tanks is, and that's why I'm comparing it. So as you see on your screen, there's a lot going on. You have your map on your bottom right, which tells your position, where to go. Now the only thing I very much don't like about this so far is the fact that you can see in the bottom left, very small, that the crew is talking, but you can't actually hear any voiceovers. Now I don't know if this is an early access thing, but it would be nice to actually, you know, hear them instead of reading it, because if you're reading the context, then you can't concentrate on the gameplay as well. So it's very important. It is quite a shame. Now the first thing you notice that I've spotted a vehicle which is in, they'll kind of point to you that is in red, and you see this kind of little green, two little green lines around your kind of aim, shows you where that it is a clean penetration on the tank. So let's fire. Oh, there we go, instantly destroyed. And you can see actually a good thing about this game is that the machine guns work as well. Now you can use different type of machine guns. So you can use kind of the one from the turret, as you can see here, which is absolutely fantastic. You can use also if you press number 7, which shows you from the kind of the top of the tank, which is another very impressive thing. And I'm going to cut down all the Americans. You know, I like how kind of I'm not really offended by this, because even though I am Jewish, I am playing as Germans, and I know how hypocritical that is, but I'm joking, okay? Don't take that. And there we go, look at that, another explosion. This game still has a lot of potential to show, and I'm going to give my full kind of maybe pros and cons maybe towards the end of it, although I'll try and do it in the middle of the game as well. But you do have different types of ammunition, which I already mentioned in the game. APCR, Heat, APBC, HE I think it's called, and also HE. Now they're down at the bottom, as you can see. Now what you can tell is that above, when you see these kind of shells down below, you can see there's a green and kind of an orange kind of lines, which shows you the green bits at the bottom just above the shell shows you that how much of a penetration. So if the green penetration kind of bar is filled up to kind of the very top, it shows it has a very good penetration, with the orange line as well being the same, that it has very good damage shot as well. So it does kind of that splash radius, kind of how HE damage does. So it's very important that you actually remember this and using it for these types of vehicles. So for these kind of lightly armored vehicles you can see in front of me, I think they're kind of like M2 Greyhounds or something like, or M8 Greyhounds, is that this type of shell that I'm using, which is APBHE, is perfect because it has good penetration but also great damage shots, which shows it is good for kind of a mix of both. Now you do also have your HE. Now you click this twice, you click it once to kind of select it, and then you press it again to actually load the shell. And you can see with this HE at the bottom, which I will zoom, shows it has terrible penetration but has great damage on its round. Now this is very good for, this is not great against these type of targets. As you can see that the target is kind of red, which is not that good, but you can see here that it is in red. You can see those kind of little two red you know, semi circles, what do you call them, shows that it will not penetrate. So when I try and shoot it, it does no damage. So that's why you're actually better going back to your normal rounds APHE and trying using it there. But although, because they are kind of open top, you would actually think it would kind of be better for kind of HE, because, you know, it is more exposed to the crew. But like this, like an M5 Stuart, that's where you want to use your APHE, HE, or your APCR. And look at that, they just go up and blaze. I love that, which you will see. I did actually see a Stuart. I don't know if it got blown up or not. Oh, apparently it did. Oh, I think so. I don't know. I don't see anything else. Cool. So, upon that you have also your APCR, which has amazing penetration but has reduced damage because it is APCR. So you're better actually penetrating. You're better using these shells for tougher targets, like possibly like a jumbo Sherman or a T-34 or something like this. And your last shell, I think, being HE, has again your overall greatness of great penetration and pretty good decent damage as well. So when you are dealing with different targets, it's very important that you actually look at the type of shells that you have and see which is best suited for different situations. I mean, for infantry wise, you are wanting to use the machine guns by using right click. And as you can see here, a perfect example is a Sherman. Now you see he's actually got his side on to me, and now he's showing his front, so that means it's very hard to penetrate. Now I'm actually going to switch to my APCR because I feel like his frontal armor is absolutely insane, but I'm also going to mow down the infantry, and he's already shooting me. Jesus. So as you can see that I actually have a better penetration of shooting the Sherman. And as you see, something actually a really cool feature as well, you can see that there's little like sparks of fire that are coming out. So that is very realistic. I'm going to shoot his side, and you see little kind of sparks are coming out of his tank as well as mine as well, which shows kind of how realistic this game is. Oh sugars, he actually damaged my gun. So I'll give you a wee tip with, oh, my game is lagging. With the wee tips for Shermans, it is a very good idea, once my game actually comes back to me, to shoot them in the turret, because that is where they are at the weakest. And as you can see, when you actually damage their turret, it just means they're kind of incapable of shooting. And this is very bad, by the way, because I'm now getting completely almost surrounded, and my game is lagging a lot, so I'm trying to reduce the amount of vehicles there. Look at that, absolutely wasted. So when it comes to Shermans, hit them in the turret, and this also decrews them. You can actually shows you as well when you shoot them, how many crews injured and what you've specifically damaged within that vehicle. So very, very cool. And now I've run out of those APCR shells as well. So let's go back to the normal shells. So something that you will also notice, oh sorry, I got one more vehicle to take out here. There we go, look at that, lovely. Something that you will also notice is that with your own tank, is that when you do get shot, there is on the bottom left, where underneath the crew, it shows you a wee picture of your tank, which shows you when you do get hit what modules have been damaged. So you can see that beside that tank kind of image there, you have different, like your engine, your ammo rack, your track, your engine, and it shows you in orange, shows that that module is specifically damaged but not destroyed. And when it's red, that means your crew member or your specific bit of module has been destroyed completely. So, and the way to repair that is by pressing R, and you hold that down for a couple seconds and it'll start repairing, or click it once and it'll start repairing. But it's very important that you only have a limited amount of repair kits. So beside that ammunition, you do only have a total of 3 repair kits. So it's very crucial and when you use them. So don't just if your track gets slightly damaged, or your gun gets slightly damaged, or your crew gets slightly damaged, then don't worry about it. Don't instantly repair it, because you could get hit again, and that means you've wasted a repair kit. So what to do is wait till you've really received bad damage to your tank, or one of your tank crews being killed. Press R and that will completely reset and fix everything. And within this orange circle that you'll see is that this shows you, this will restock your ammunition as well as your machine gun ammo and your repair kits as well. So it's very important that you find these and get these stocked up, because they're very, very limited in supplies. So, and also with this mission is that you have to go all the way over to quite far ends of the map. So it's very important that you stay vigilant and get yourself resupplied before you go out. Now in the sense of the way kind of this handles and the way this turns, is actually quite realistic, and it also feels very realistic in the way on different grounds. So you can see that I'm kind of going through kind of like a mud track, you can see, and it does turn quite slow or okay because I am on a track. I am kind of on a track to see, but when I'm on kind of like mud here, you can see I'm on mud, you can see that I turn a lot slower. You can see this is me trying to turn, and look, this is me even trying to get stuck. So it actually, the ground resistance in the game on these tanks are very realistic, and it makes this a lot more funner but a lot more challenging to do gameplay wise. So do remember to take that into consideration. And just be also with this, be very, very careful. The only way that you're able to spot vehicles is by looking through your telescope, by zooming all the way in. So the way you do that is by using your scroll wheel and zooming all the way in to find targets. Now I made the mistake by, as you know, I like to go balls in and don't like to do anything sneaky, and that got myself this tank killed within like 5 minutes. So what to do is be a wee bit of a scout, kind of, they will see you first most of all the time, unless you see them first, but always look around you first, and this will help you to see targets that maybe the enemy don't see you, but very likely they will see you first, which is very annoying. And also what I must mention is that you do have an ally. You can see I've got myself an SDFZ234-4, and the way you can switch to this vehicle, and the way you do that is by pressing Control on your keyboard and 2 at the same time. And as you can see now that I can take control of him as well. Now remember, you do only get 3 repair kits per, you get actually 3 repair kits per tank, so it's not 3 repair kits for both the tanks. So it's actually very generous of Panzer Elite or Digitalmindsoft to give you 3 repair kits per tank, which is very, very nice. But let's continue with the gameplay and let's see what we can destroy, because I'm hungry for American revenge. But I just need to be careful. And by the way, I've put my graphic settings on medium. I could definitely put it on higher, but I am just slightly worried about this game just crashing during my recordings. But when I don't record, I definitely put it on higher graphic settings, but just for just now I've put them on medium, just for this recording wise. Now as you can see, when I'm moving about, the aim time is really bad. You can see those 2 little white things kind of zoom out when you turn a turret, but when you stay still they go in, which shows you that when you're stationary you're actually better, that's when you're at your best accuracy, which is actually one of the better things, which is something very careful to take, something to take into consideration. But let us approach with caution, because I still don't know where any of these guys are. I probably might get myself killed, but I hope not, because I still have like another 2 more. I still have another area to kill off, but let's do this. And another thing I have to say I get a wee bit annoyed about is that you get stuck on rubble. Now you can go through, something actually I haven't shown you is that you can go through, oh I think I just saw artillery there, is that you can actually go through buildings, which is incredible, which I will actually show you right now if I don't get my ass killed or shot. So I'm hoping, so you can I'm not going to shoot because I don't want to expose my position. But what I will show you is I'm going to go through this building right here, which will probably heavily expose me. I mean, look at that. You could go right through a building. This is something that you'll never see in really any other game. I don't think War Thunder even does this. This is how amazing it is. Oh, there's a sure. Hello. You're dead. Boom, bitch. Oh, this game is good. I'm enjoying this a lot. Oh. Hold on. Aim, target, fire. Now, something I actually will give you a wee hint on is that if you don't see a target because it's very tough to see through a bush, what to do is when you aim, wait for those green things to show, and that means you're kind of your target locked onto them. Is that basically when you don't see a target, you can still see them with the kind of little green, the green things that you see here. And something to also be very careful of is infantry. Those things will slap you into next week if you're not careful. Oh my god, this game's amazing. Oh my god, I'm being very careful. Now, something I don't particularly like is that when there's infantry in buildings and you try and kind of knock them down, the infantry should fall to their deaths. But what they do is that they just kind of like respawn to a separate part of a building and they're still able to kill you, which I found very, very annoying. But this is something that I know that they're going to have. I know this is something that they'll fix kind of like over time. But again, remember, this is early access, so everything is not final. So there's still things subject to change, so please do remember that. And now I know there's infantry right here, so I'm going to shoot that. Yup. There we go. See, I told you there was infantry. But I heard another vehicle. What was that? Wait, where is it? Oh! Oh, what the hell? Did something just shoot there? And I didn't see it? I don't know. I didn't see anything. Okay, I've got one more artillery to destroy, and I think that's it. Now, I'm always looking around me. That's something... Oh! Infantry. Because they might have, like, AT grenades and all that. So, please do remember that. And also... Oh! Okay, just shot my side. Where? Oh! Go away. I just saw AT. Go away. I just saw a rocket launcher at my face there. Okay, where else? Ow. Hello. How is that 122mm just shot me in the face and nothing happened? And there we go. That is this side done. And that is why I made the mistake of just zooming in, or kind of going full-blown zoom in and just getting everybody killed. But I mean, you hear the sound effects. Well, I mean, let's do it. This is me just breaking a couple of like fences along the way. And listen to the buildings. I mean, yeah, maybe the sound effect maybe needs a little work in progress for that. But honestly, the fact you're able to destroy buildings, leave them in rubble, is amazing. I mean, it's still got quite a lot of work to do. And just in the sense that it needs to be a wee bit more realistic the way it falls down. But honestly, for early access, this is absolutely incredible and I absolutely love this. Anyway, let us now go to the next area, which I'm hoping will not be absolutely tortured out by guys. Now, last time I approached this area, again, I got absolutely just slaughtered. So I'm being a lot more cautious and probably still get myself killed. Something also, I don't know if this is true, that you guys need to comment down below, is that I don't know if bush mechanics work in this game. So when you kind of go into a bush, you can kind of, I don't know if you're able to just kind of sit here and kind of make sure, like, if you don't shoot and you see them, they don't shoot you back because you're kind of hidden in the bush. But the problem is that you can't see, the bush isn't transparent, so you can't see it. And the way you have to do that is by like moving forward inch by inch. But by doing that, you're actually destroying your own cover. So I don't know if this is something they're going to introduce into the game, bush mechanics, but if they do, that would be a very, very scary addition to the game, and I'd like to see that as well. But so far it is a very, very cool mechanic, and I think I see, oh, I see an artillery piece. Fire! I think I missed. I need to fire again. Okay, I was getting, oh, there it is. There's the artillery piece. I see it. Fire! There we go. There's one destroyed, and I see a few enemies as well. There we go. Oh, now unfortunately, I will say one other thing that I think is quite annoying in this game is that the AI is, your friendly AI are a bit stupid. I'm not gonna lie. And by the way, that's what I mean by not seeing your targets, is that wait for that green, those two little green kind of things to show, and that means you've got the target, even though without seeing it. But yet your AI is a very, very not reliable. I mean, my SDKFZ, which I showed you back there, is all the way back at base, and he was with me at kind of the base at the start, which shows that the AI still have quite a lot of work on. And that's, again, remember, this is early access, so I know everything's not perfect. Oh, sugars. Hold on. I need to deal with this first. There we go. Got it. Hold on. Targets approached. And I love the machine gun sounds as well. It is amazing, the shot. The sounds from the barrels as well. I mean, listen to this. Hold on. I mean, listen to that. That is so cool. And the ricochet as well. The smoke coming off when you ricochet is very cool as well. Again, makes it very realistic. It makes this game just so much better. It makes it so much better in World of Tanks in every way. But even though World of Tanks is more like arcadey, which I do get. But yeah, going back to kind of the AI talk, it is important that you realise that it is early access, so the AI is still going to be very funky and not going to be working right. But I will say that the AI is okay, but though if you're kind of like in a small map where you're doing conquest and you're only capturing one point, then your AI be with you all the time. But missions like these, where you have to go to different objectives really far away, your AI will not follow you and you become really exposed, which is really annoying. Like just now, I'm completely exposed to the enemies. Infantry could be hiding anywhere, even though they're right in front of me. What the hell was that? So, wait, oh, the artillery's right here. Let's kill it. There we go. It is done. Oh, hello. You're all dead. You're all dead. You're all dead. And like that, the mission is, I would say it's not done yet. We just need to go back to base now. And that is what we call an awesome mission so far. So yeah, guys, what is my... Oh! I'm not gonna even try and attempt to explain what that was. I don't think it's anything important anyway. I hope it doesn't shoot me in the back. So what is my kind of overall assessment of gameplay wise? I would say that this is a brilliant... For early access, this is fantastic. And if you're wondering, is it worth kind of buying right now? If you've played Mid-War Assault Squad 2 and you've played Call to Arms Gates of Hell and you've played World of Tanks, War Thunder, and you love those type of games, and you've played those games in early access when they first released, then this will definitely be worth the buy 100%, because you can still get the experience of playing those games in this game. And if you know the type of mechanics that those games have, then you'll be very used to the way the mechanics are here in this game. You know, with World's Tanks, with Wonder, if you want to switch shells, you press 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the same as this game. If you want to use machine gun, you use right click. I think in War Thunder you do that as well. And same with this game. If you want to repair, I think it's R in War Thunder, and I think it's the same in this game. So it shows you there's very good similarities between the games. But you know what? For early access, this game is incredible. This game really is incredible for what you get. And I wouldn't put it past you to buy it. But if you're still kind of like, I don't know if it's worth that, I don't know if it's, you know, worth buying in early access, and you're still not 100% on this game and you've seen a lot of gameplay, then hold off, maybe wait a wee bit longer for a couple more patches and then buy it. Because currently I think the game is about £24. Which I think is, for early access, is actually pretty expensive if you're on a tight budget. But honestly, I still think this game is absolutely fantastic. I would 100% recommend this game for anybody just trying to get used to these type. If you're brand new to this game and you're maybe not 100% decided on, you know, which even just call to arms games you want, I would go with Gates of Hell first, because that gameplay and this gameplay are very different. But I would say is that just be careful, because I think that even though they are the same title as in Call to Arms, they are completely different in their own way, really. So really just kind of be careful of that. But overall, as you can see that in the bottom left, you see that my track is damaged, and it's recommending that I repair, but I'm not going to, because it's only my track and I can easily survive without the repair. So be careful on how you use your repair kits. That's what I will say. And look at that. This tank is just absolutely fantastic. It can really benefit you, especially when you complete this mission and then complete the other missions and then come back to this mission with like a tiger tank. Oh my gosh, you'll literally be unstoppable, honestly, unless you get flanked, of course. But overall, it is a fantastic game. It really is. And the engine sounds as well for this, honestly. For early access, I mean, of course, you know, it's not going to be pitch perfect, but you know what, so far they've got it pretty bang on with the sounds, I would say, honestly, because you can hear the revs, you can hear, you know, the different sounds of the engine when you're turning, reversing, going forward. Honestly, it makes just this game so much more fun. So yeah, guys, this is just overall really fun. And what I'm actually going to do is that I will actually, I'm going to put this tank here, and I'm actually going to switch to my other tank because I haven't used this yet, and I want to show you what that is like as well. So you can see that this is a lot more maneuverable, but you can see actually the gun rotation on this tank is horrible. It's so slow to turn, and that's what makes this thing very accurate, and I love that. So you can see that my tank is getting flanked here. I'm going to protect its flanks here and make sure it does not get shot. But this thing is, I think this thing carries a 75mm, I think. There we go, look at that. And this is what happened when you make really good decisions. So for this mission, I would recommend, once you've got to this point, set your Panzer 4H up in that kind of frontal position, because he's got all the armor, so he's going to need to take position, and he will probably get outflanked. So it's important that you have backup as well with this vehicle and bring him up, because the AI will not. And do not forget about this vehicle, because it is very important that you have an ally or you have your backup vehicle with you, close by with you at all times. That's what I will say. That is lovely. And even, I mean, if you look at kind of the blue sky, there's a lot of reflections, a lot of shadows. I mean, look at this. Part of my tank is in the shadow of the building, and it kind of like half the tank is covered in the shadow where the rest of us out in the sun. I mean, this is bonkers for early access. It really is. Honestly, one of the best early access games in all my history that I have played in my life. But yeah, honestly, there's still, although there is still, I feel like there's still a lot of work to go on with this game, even though it is early access. Yeah, I mean, as you see in the bottom left there, that their tank crew is talking, but you just can't hear the voices. Again, I don't know if that's just an early access then, where they haven't quite got in the early access, the voice actors yet for the crew. But when they do and this thing comes to full release, it'll be absolutely worth it. Right, let's do our last objective, which is to escort the vehicles. And as you can see, that what I'm actually going to do is, before I do that, I'm just going to restock. And while we let this restock, let's talk a wee bit about the objectives of this game. I think they're actually very reasonable. I think they're actually well thought out, and I think they're quite clear on where you have to go. So they're kind of bright. You can see that there's little kind of like diamond objectives which you can go to, so it's clear. It's very good that you can see it, and it makes it easy for people that are maybe kind of like, who maybe can't or maybe not good at managing everything at once. You can see it on the map, but as well in front of you as well. So if you like have your tank face down this way, you can see that your objectives still show up within the screen, that you just need to turn your camera and say it's like 75 meters away or it's this amount away. So you know, overall the objectives are clear. And even at the top left hand side, it tells you what objectives you've done and what you need to do next. So you know what, big props to the team to Digitalmindsoft, that have just done absolutely excellent for this game. Honestly, I'm so happy I'm finally able to record it and show it to you guys, and this has already been like 45 minutes into the video. Honestly, it has been amazing. And I think, like I said, the AI pathing is a wee bit goofy. I mean, look at that, he's still trying to reverse. He could have easily made like that turning light ages ago. Look, he's still trying to get out. Honestly, I think the AI pathing could do a lot better in this game, but again, for early access, you can't really blame it. As you know, even the AI pathing in Gates of Hell, and that's been out for years, can still be a wee bit dodgy, but they have massively improved it. And with the new reverse feature, which I'll be showing you maybe in a video soon, also it makes this game just so much worth it. And also the decoration and the detail on this tank is amazing. I mean, it's got like the number on it, it's got kind of all the kind of decoration things that you would actually have on this game, and it's honestly just incredible. The detail that has gone into this early access of a game is just amazing. So we are coming to kind of the end of the mission now. As you see, this thing's about to get blown up. I don't want to get too close as this thing gets blown up. There we go. I think that's really it. Unfortunately, I think actually... Oh. There we go. Hey. I mean, how am I not one-shunting that shirt? There we go. And I love kind of the accuracy on the reload times of these tanks, because that shirt should always be able to reload faster than me, because it has got small caliber and it does have a faster reloading. So the fact that that thing fires, I do, makes it again just really realistic. So there we go, that is it done. I actually, for some reason, D, or that other supply truck is, I don't know if that's a glitch, but I think that supply truck seems to be always lagging behind in this mission. So I'm going to go up and try and push it along to tell him to hurry up, because I don't know what he's doing. Is he stuck? Is he stuck? No, he's just sitting. He's just standing there. I mean, it's telling me to keep the distance close between the trucks, but I mean, one's already blown up, and then B and C, or is this B and the other one C? It's just like, they're not even moving. I mean, look, you're just moving now. I mean, hurry up, come on. There we go, that's it. There we go, so one of the trucks is finally moving their ass, and we are good. And you've decided to take a detour of, I mean, I know you're trying to catch up. I mean, that is a shortcut and a half. And you can see the tank traps don't actually, that is another thing actually, that the tank traps work, is that, you know, they actually stop the tanks from getting through. It's quite amazing. And the only thing I would actually like to add to gameplay wise is that, are we going to see different ways of tanks exploding? So what I mean by that is that, are we going to see the AI, the enemy AI, like if their defense positions, are they going to be creative in the sense that they're going to be like laying down mines, like anti-tank mines, and even anti-personnel mines for, you know, our friendly AI when they try to push? You know, are we going to see kind of, you know, those sort of kind of gameplay objectives where you kind of is there offensive and defensive battles? Is there, we already know there's kind of like a capture the flag type of game or mission where it's conquest, where you capture the point and you have to try and hold it for as long as possible to win the point. But are we going to see other type of game modes like there is already in Gates of Hell? You know, so there is a lot to consider about gameplay wise, but there you go guys, that is mission complete for this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. You know what, this has to be, again, I know it sounds like a broken record here, but this has to be my favourite early access kind of game out there today. So I just like to give a big thank you for Digitalmindsoft for giving me early access to this game, even though everybody can play it now and I've played it like a week before me. But I just like to give a big shout out to them for providing me with this game. And if you guys want to play this game for yourself, then I will leave a link down below where you can actually get the game on discount for just now, where the deluxe edition is actually cheaper than the standard edition. Now if you want to find out why, then I've explained it in my last video, but I'll also be releasing another video about why you should maybe get the deluxe edition over the standard version of the game. But there you go guys, that is my review kind of conclusion for Gatesville. It's a fantastic game for gameplay wise, for kind of the money system, and there's a good amount of, you know, game modes that you can play just for early access. So there's a lot of you know, gameplay and stuff that you can do, but there's still a lot that needs to be worked on for AI pathing. I think also for the buildings kind of coming down and kind of getting your tank stuck on buildings, you know, and your tank is stuck and you have to push out with another tank, as well as also the enemy infantry kind of spawning or to a separate part of the building when that building's already crushed, when they should have been killed, when that building's been kind of crushed down on them. So there's still a lot to consider, but overall this has to be, if I'm scoring this out of 10, it has to, at least for early access, be at least an 8.5, possibly 9, and that is very good. So there you go guys, that's it for today. What do you think of Call to Arms Panzer Elite? If you've played it already, then let me know in the comments down below what you think of the game, or if you haven't and you're still deciding whether to buy this or not, then let me know your reasons on your kind of concerns or what about this game, and I'll try and answer them as much as I can. But that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching and all your support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later and goodbye.